Hi, it's Chris Holmes here, that coaching guy from Maryland, back with you. This is a follow-up video to our kind of a postscript to our time together a few weeks ago, because for a number of reasons. The first is that I want to just say to you all again how much I appreciated being with you, and especially to hear the kinds of things that you all are doing in your congregations, and just to be around on-the-move churches that are committed to not the status quo, but committed to figuring out how to continue to adapt to the world around us and to make disciples of Jesus Christ. So that was a huge blessing for me, and I hope that some of our time together was helpful for you. The other reason I wanted us to meet is because in this little video is I know that sometimes learning paralysis can kind of happen. And, you know, we go to an event like that and then it's over and it fades pretty quickly. So I wanted to circle back around and reinforce some of what was said in our time together. Particularly around, I want to recommend some resources to you. There are three of them. One of them is a book I'll show in just a moment. And the other two are attachments to the email that had the hyperlink in it that leads to this video. So you may want to go back to that email and look at those. The first attachment is, and actually both of these are from the Lewis Center for Leadership Development attached to Wesley Seminary in Washington, D.C. And the first one is around 50 ways to become more welcoming as a congregation, to help you think through different aspects of what it means to welcome your guests and be really intentional about that. And the second is called 50 Ways of Developing Your Lay, building your lay participation in your congregation, which also doesn't just happen and is something that congregations are intentional about. So I hope you'll look over those lists. They really are meant to just be a laundry list of things, and you can find where you are on there, find some of the things you're already doing. Maybe some ideas will spark for you of some things you're not doing that could be helpful to you. Or you may say, my gosh, we're doing all this stuff that's not even on the list. We're so far ahead of these folks who put out this resource that our stuff isn't even showing up here. But I think those will be helpful to you. The third resource is a book that many of you have already read or used in study in some ways, and that's Bishop Robert Snazy's book, The 5 Practices of Fruitful Congregations. And it's the third chapter in particular that I want to lift to you that has to do with intentional faith development. Because Bishop Snazy reminds us that faith development doesn't just happen in our churches. We're pretty good about having people join our churches and then we assimilate them as members, so they become members. But we often don't spend the same kind of effort in helping them become disciples of Jesus Christ, to move from wherever they are when they join at the beginning of their faith journey or their reaffirmation of journey to becoming mature in their walk with Jesus. And that doesn't just happen either. That is a very intentional process with steps put into place that congregations develop along the way. So I want to lift that up because that's such a critical point, not only in these three resources, being welcoming to folks who are our guests on Sunday, and in increasing the ways that we include laity in the ministry of the church, but also being really intentional about a faith development system. You know, when I think back on the event and our time together, one of the things that's still ringing in my ears is something that Don Cottrell said at the very end, in kind of the closing, when he was reminding us that if you're not moving forward, if you're not moving forward, you're not just plateauing, you're losing ground. You're moving backward. And that on-the-move churches really need to continue to stay on the move. You need to continue to be creative and to learn and to try new things and to share with one another. It's really that sharing with one another that that I hope you'll continue to do as congregations. And you know, as you look around the room the day that we were together, I hope you recognize that many of those churches are the similar size that you are, and they've got some wonderful things going on. And what a great way for you to, what a great resource right at your fingertips to continue to learn from one another, for that whole peer learning process to continue. And I hope you'll continue to attend events like this, sponsored by your district or your conference or wherever you can, to learn all you can as you stay on the move. The final thing I want to say really has to do back with the art piece that we talked about. And I just want to remind you that the best of art doesn't wind up on the wall somewhere. The best art is not in a gallery somewhere. The best art is the life you're living. The best art is the faithful life that you're living day in and day out, that causes other people to say, my goodness, isn't that beautiful? There's something different about her in the way she invests her time. There's something different about her in the way that she cares for others. Something different about his value system. And so, as I close, I just want to challenge you to continue to live your life of faith in a big, bold, full, wonderful, magnificent, artful way. And as you do, you will glorify God.